we started making longboards, which is a big skateboard, in 1999. We started out selling direct, just off a website, so one of the first websites you could buy stuff from, I guess, at that time. And gradually grew the business, selling to retailers, so skate and surf shops across the UK. Then we outsourced our UK-based manufacturing, which at that point was a sketchy industrial unit in Sheffield with like homemade power tools and all sorts. We outsourced all of that to Taiwan, the US and Switzerland in a bid to drive production costs down to allow us to sell to distributors across Europe. And it just grew from there, really. So at that point we also started another 2 brands. So we now at this point have Lush Longboards, which does our decks completes. Then we have Sabre trucks, which does our trucks. That's the bit that the wheels attach to. And then you have your wheels. We have Cult wheels. So we've got 3 brands at this point. So we're now at about 2009. Up to this point, no one really knew what a longboard was. We were eternally having conversations along the lines of, why is your skateboard so enormous? You know, that kind of thing. So we constantly, the focus of the business is very much education, you know, why is this skateboard so big? So around 2009, 2010, longboarding really blew up massively. And suddenly we're selling hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff to distributors in Canada, Australia, everywhere really. And yeah, things started to get pretty interesting. So at that point we outsourced our UK distribution, took on a UK distributor. We're not selling direct at all anymore. Our 3 brands are globally recognized, and yeah, we're pretty out there actually. Like, you know, I'd say at one point, well, if not still now, we're the second, if not the first, you know, well-known and regarded wheel brand in Europe, certainly. Around 2013, we've got people like Globe, or, you know, the shoe guys, you know, people who just really don't have anything to do with longboarding itself, coming in, they're pumping the market full of stock. They're, you know, really making it very tricky to, you know, to exist. So we at that point decided, you know, for a number of reasons, to really focus on direct sales. We're pulling everything back. So we are selling to the US, we are selling to Europe, we are selling to, obviously, to the UK, but we're much less focused on retailers. Hardly have any distributors now, and we're much more of a DTC brand. Right now we have our 3 brands still. LushLongboards.com has 3 Shopify sites attached to it. One that sells in euros, one that sells in pounds, one that sells in dollars. And then we have Vandem Longboard Shop, which sells our own brands plus some other brands that we also do. That is mainly UK focused, sells in pounds. Yeah, so we have 3 brands and a shop essentially within our ecosystem. So it's quite a complicated setup, but essentially that's where we are now. Switching to Shopify is honestly one of the best decisions we've made. The reason we did it is because we needed a simpler solution. So we were using Magento for Vandem Longboard Shop, and we needed to, well, first of all, Magento 2 was coming along. Our server got hacked, so that was one of our WordPress sites, and we were like, that needs to stop. So we need simpler, you know, we need to simplify all of that. Then also, yeah, I mean, we just looked at it and thought, we can throw this up in 5 minutes, let's give it a try. So we did, and then suddenly we got 4 of them. Yeah, simple solution. It plugs into Brightpearl, and it does everything we want, and it's great. Okay, so what software are we using? So Shopify, obviously. Then behind that we have Brightpearl, which you can see around you. So Brightpearl ties all our Shopify sites together. It's also, I don't want to be a walking advert too much, but it's contacts, sales, inventory management. It's a whole load of reporting. Gosh, what else does it do? A lot of stuff. It's the heart of our business, really, Brightpearl. Then we chuck a load of analytics stuff on top of that. So we use all the Google Webmasters, Google Analytics, MailChimp, a couple of Shopify apps, although I don't generally like using too many Shopify apps because I feel they do hit page load times a little bit, and that's quite important for SEO. So I generally try and pick them quite carefully. Gosh, what else we use? I said MailChimp, haven't I? Excel, wow, yeah. That's what it really comes down to, isn't it?
Do you use anything for fulfillment? Like
No,
Or?
We're on Brightpearl. Yeah, it's just Brightpearl.
Okay.
But we have been quite complicated with our warehousing in the past. Multiple warehouse locations. At one point, we were drop shipping orders direct from factories in Taiwan, the US, to customers in Germany, Canada, North America, the US, wherever. Brightpearl can do that. We've done it. It's just not something we're doing right now.
What advice would you give to someone looking to set up a Shopify store or who's just starting out on their Shopify journey?
That's an enormous question. I've been thinking about this question all day.
Yeah. Well, you sent the list
So
before.
So I think the best answer I've got is put your customers first. It sounds ridiculous, but it's unbelievable how many people don't do that. So we just heard from was it Sean? Yeah. About customer surveys. We did a customer survey about this time last year, and it gave us some awesome information which has directed so many aspects of our business in the last 12 months. So we asked them things. So this is an email campaign. So this is going out to about 5,000 people, and I think we had about 400 people come back with detailed answers. So we asked them things like, how old are you? How long have you been skating? Which of our current boards do you like? Which board would you like us to make? All sorts of things like that. We cross-referenced all of this stuff and just made what people wanted, and it works so well. It's unbelievable, and it seems crazy that this is a surprise, The other thing that leads me to say this is it's insane how many people call us or come into the shop, because we have a very small physical shop, and say things like, wow, you guys really care, I can talk to you and you know what you're talking about. And when I order something from your website, it actually turns up the next day as opposed to not next day, or the right thing turns up. It's unbelievable. If my customers are to be believed, internet shopping is horrendous. And if you provide a really, really awesome service and you really don't just go the extra mile, but like the extra 10 miles, people really do appreciate it. So we never have to really incentivize reviews at all. We just ask people to leave reviews, and we don't get people leaving like one-line reviews like we saw on our competitors' sites. So we just looked at this in the marketing department. Someone on a competitor's site will say like, "Oh yeah, this board's nice. My son likes it," or something like that. We'll get like a paragraph saying, "Adam and Rich," Adam is the other guy I work with. "Adam and Rich are amazing. They know exactly what they're talking about." And we'll get this enormous, great big essay. Like someone's really sat down and got into that. You can't buy that kind of return with a discount code. That's just gold, and if you can make the most of those reviews and get them out there. So we've actually started quoting from those reviews in our Google remarketing ads. So now if someone visits our website, 2 days later they are hit with an image on someone else's website that says, "Man, this shop is the best shop I've ever been." I've actually seen a review now that says, "I wish all other shops were as good as this." And he means like all other shops, not just skate shops. So I guess that's it. We're seeing the benefits of that. Just put your customers first and just really, really pay attention to them, because ultimately they're it. Without them, you haven't got a business.